Hello, welcome to Cruising the Empire, an Inland Empire talk show about cars. My name is Eddie Landeros, and I am here with Susan Camacho. Hello, Susan. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Okay, perfect. So I hear that you love cars.
Yes.
More than that, you love working on them.
I do. I currently own a 1968 Fastback Mustang, so that's kind of been my project right now.
Wow. Okay. So nice muscle car. All right. So tell me, like, how long have you been interested in working on cars, and what got you started?
So when I was really young, as a kid, watches cartoons and everything, I would run outside after my episode was over and I would be telling my dad, like, oh, this happened. And he would be like, okay, well, while you're telling me that, hold the flashlight really quick. And then ever since then, I kind of like, as I got older, I learned what I liked in cars, what I didn't. And then when I was 12, I got my first car, which was a 56 Thunderbird. And I just wasn't the biggest fan of it. So when I was 14, I had sold it and I actually got into motorcycles as well. And then kind of COVID hit when I was 16 and I really liked still working on things. So I just kind of bounced over back to cars, and then since I was 16, I just fell in love with it all over again and just never stopped.
Wow, very nice. So at a young age, you've been working on cars and bikes.
Yes.
Were you driving at that point?
I've been driving probably since I was 11.
Wow.
I shouldn't have been, but that's how I learned how to drive manual. Me and my dad would like sneak out from my mom's and we would go and take the cars for a test drive and everything. So we've even had cars from Tokyo.
Wow.
And they had them out and we would help them fix it, and that would kind of be how I learned to drive manual.
That's incredible. Do you have a favorite car model?
Honestly, the 68 Fastback Mustang is what I owned. That was my dream car.
Gotcha.
So having that at 21, I don't think it could get much better than that for me.
Perfect. All right, well, let's talk about that car real quick. So how long have you been working on this car? What does it look like now?
So right now, I've had it for probably about 4 months maybe. And it looks just like the biggest pile of junk right now because it has a missing fender, but I've made a lot of great progress on it just having it in the last few months. I've just learned so much on it. So, I mean, the process, it does take a while, but just how far we've come by doing the floors and taking off the doors, you learn along the way so much, but I mean, it's just been a lot of fun.
Awesome, yeah. And what about this specific model catches your eye? Like, why this one?
So there's coupes, convertibles, and fastbacks. And a lot of people were like, you could have a coupe. Coupes are a lot cheaper, they're more affordable. And for me, I wanted the all-American muscle. I didn't want like the convertible, cute, girly car. I just wanted built for speed. And so the fastback really was like what I wanted the most and what I fought for the longest time.
Perfect, okay. My next question is, how has your parents influenced you, or how has your dad influenced you? Is that the one who got you into cars?
Yeah, so my parents actually, they both were pretty into cars, and kind of having opposite parents of, I like to give the Grease reference of my mom was Sandy and my dad was Danny,
okay.
And both of them kind of being supportive of it. I mean, my dad showed me like the getting dirty and doing everything yourself, and my mom was like, okay, but this is how you keep it clean, this is how you make it look, this is like that simple kind of cute girly look. So they've definitely both influenced. I think my dad definitely had a stronger influence, getting me to have that thick skin, being like, you're gonna talk to the mean guys at the shop, they're gonna be rude to you, but you know what, it's gonna help you later on. So they've both been very inspirational for me though at the end.
Gotcha, that's nice. And it helps, like you said, with some of those challenges. So talking about those challenges, what's been a tough challenge for you, whether that's been car building or with your current car build?
I mean, just kind of learning with family sometimes, I think, is a hard dynamic because you're gonna just be stubborn with each other and be like, no, I think I'm right, you're not right. Like, it's just the back and forth. But I think it kind of brings you together more, but it definitely pushes your buttons and teaches you like how to keep your cool while building a car together, because at the end of the day, you guys both have to sit there at dinner and play nice.
For sure.
So, but other than that, I mean, just building the car itself, I think is probably the easiest part.
Awesome. No, I hear that. Parents, It can be a little difficult with them sometimes, but it's nice to have that support and then that shared camaraderie for something like car building, you know?
Absolutely. And afterwards, we like our biggest thing is if we're really upset at each other, then we just go to get Dairy Queen after, and we're just like, all right, you know what, you bugged me at this point, but you know what, I called you this name, so it doesn't matter.
Very nice. Okay. Have you ever been to a drive-in theater?
Oh, all the time. We used to go to those like nonstop as a kid, especially owning old trucks. We would make the back a whole bed and everything. So that's probably one of like my favorite things that I'm really looking forward to when this car's done. Gotcha,
nice. Speaking of events, have you done any car shows or anything car related?
Growing up, I really went to a lot of car shows, like the Pomona Swap Meet and all those. But now kind of with this car, because I've been to so many car shows, I don't think I'm as into them. But now that I do have this car, I think I'll stick to like Mustang shows and even the Old Town Rod runs down the street. Like I think I'll enjoy those a lot.
Nice. Okay. What about race events? Are you interested in going to any races?
I am. I want to be careful because I do drive a little recklessly when it comes to those things, and I know I'm going to want to like just drop like whatever power I can into that car, but because this car is so expensive, I'm still kind of on the edge of going with that, but I definitely would be interested in doing maybe a drag strip race.
For sure. Awesome. No, yeah, those are some nice events there. Have you ever been to, for Mount San Jacinto College, in case you don't know, we have a Cars and Coffee show every second Sunday at Temecula Valley campus. Have you ever been to one of those?
I have not. I've been to one, I think it was towards San Diego area, but anything kind of to do with those events, I don't think so. I have.
Gotcha. I would recommend checking it out. We have a bunch of different cars. We just had our big car show the other day. So I hope that you are able to check it out in the future, but if not, I hope we're able to check out your shows that you'll be a part of.
Absolutely.
Cool. So I don't have too many questions left. I wanted to ask, what's an event? You know, because there's a lot of historic events that we've happened in California or outside involving race cars, muscle cars, all sorts of natures. Is there an event that you wish would have come back?
Yes, there's actually an event called Moon Eyes, and they had the events of drag racing. They had all the classic cars. People would even stay overnight and barbecue. Wow. And unfortunately, they knocked down that raceway.
Oh, no.
So that event is no longer here. I know they have a Moon Eyes event in Japan, but that's just so far away, and it's only during winter. So I think that would definitely be an event that I would love for it to come and bring back.
That'd be awesome. I mean, I guess you're gonna have to go to Japan and check it out.
I guess so. There is one event though that I've kind of wanted to do, where back then they had a lot of car clubs, a lot of car groups for guys, and there was very few women clubs. And so I think when this car is done, you know, I do social media with this car, and I met so many women that have their own classic cars that I would love to do just kind of an all women's car show of anyone who has a classic car. Like we just all do one big show together somewhere in California.
That'd be awesome. Do you have any women drivers or car builders that are your inspiration?
Not really. I mean, growing up, it's funny because I love Transformers and then I love Fast and Furious. And I think Megan Fox and the woman that played Letty were like my first like, oh, so girls can do this, and they could look cool doing it. So I think that's where like it really pushed me to be like, oh, this is something that I like to do, and I could definitely do it not only in film and in real life, but also for social media as well.
Very incredible, yes. Okay, so yes, I'm a big fan of the Transformers films as well, and just I think there's like Herbie, Reloaded, and stuff like that with Lindsay Lohan, and I love the Need for Speed games, Fast and the Furious. Just anything car related, I'm there for it.
Yeah, I mean, I loved the movie Ford versus Ferrari. I went to go see it in theaters like 3 times. I bought the ticket for the 4th just to go see it again, and COVID had actually hit. But that movie had really pushed me to want the Mustang more because I hadn't found a car that I was really into. You know, there's Cadillacs and Bel Airs and Thunderbirds, and those were all cars that I wasn't totally like, I guess my vibe, you could say. But once I saw that movie, I'm a huge history fan, so that was like, oh, now that I know the history, and everything that Ken Miles was able to do for Ford, it just really pushed me to be like, oh, that's the muscle car I want, not the Camaro, nothing else. I want the Mustang.
Absolutely. No, I love that movie. Speaking of that too, my father-in-law, he's a big, he used to work at the Raceway, the Riverside Auto Museum. So he has a lot of memorabilia from there. But one of the things he has is a helmet signed by Carroll Shelby. So, and it's sitting in his garage. It looks like a museum. It's beautiful. But when we went to go see the movie, he took us to a Habit Burger and Grill. And he said, this is where the Riverside Raceway was, that Carroll Shelby had raced and Ken Miles had raced. It's like, wow. But it's unfortunate that the raceway isn't there anymore, but it just shows you that little piece of history. So.
Yes, no, anything to do with history. I mean, when I found out that he was actually racing in Riverside, and that's where Ken Miles had actually passed away, I was just like, well, where is that raceway? And the fact that it's gone now is just so sad, because I see that now they're slowly kind of taking that history into a different direction now. And even with classic cars, they're making them more modern, which for certain cars it's great, but to me, I'm just like, when we're older and these cars are going to be here later on in the future, do we really want all those modifications, or do we want to keep it stock? Because that's something that I'm a strong believer in, and what I want to keep my car to is just everything original. I mean, I've had so many people tell me like, hey, you should coyote swap it, and I'm like, why would I if I have a J Code 302 that just is matching numbers to this car? You can't ever get that back.
Right. Oh,
so
yeah, for sure.
I'm just a big believer in keeping it original for as long as possible.
Keeping it OG, no, I appreciate that. It's nice. Speaking of OGs, are there any car models that you wish they would bring back into, whether it's just like on at a dealership?
I mean, they did bring the Broncos back,
which
that's another car that I love, and a lot of people have even told me, I mean, this car is not even close to being done, but a lot of people are like, oh, well, what's your next car gonna be? And the Bronco is another car that's on my bucket list to be able to do. So I would say that car, I like how they brought it back, but I want to see more of that style, especially with like, they have, I think it was like the 90s old Willys, or the 60s as well, where they were smaller, they were boxier. I mean, I would also love to see those as well.
Yeah, I really miss the box look on cars, because we have like these streamlined, and I get it, you know, aerodynamics, whatever, but like it's nice to have something just cruising down Old Town Temecula in like a muscle car, just boxy look, just stands out, all metal, polished frame and everything. So.
Absolutely. I mean, those cars were really built to live for a long time.
Right.
I mean, unfortunately, like my Thunderbird, we had it parked and it just came flying out of the driveway in reverse, and it actually hit a city worker's car. But the funny thing is that my car was not damaged at all. The city worker's car was more damaged than anything. But it's just, those cars were really well built, and that's something I do wish that they would bring back more, because these cars, you could push someone into it and it dents.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just something that I think I wish they brought more of the craftsmanship back.
Gotcha.
For sure.
For sure. Let's talk about parts. You know, because you're saying that you want OEM, you want the original parts for your model. Has it been difficult to find parts and to build that?
I actually go to a lot of swap meets. The Pomona swap meet's probably like the biggest swap meet I go to. And I get a lot of connections there, just being like, hey, this is what I'm building. You don't have this part, but does someone else you know have them? And everyone's just super friendly, like, yeah, you know what, I know Mike, I know Flynn, I know, everybody always knows somebody. So that really helps. I think the hardest part though is sometimes the parts aren't local, and shipping absolutely kills it. So, I mean, for the most part, it hasn't been difficult, but certain things can. And I mean, I think rebuilding the motor is more of an issue, but I think it's also more of a financial responsibility at the end of the day too. That's more difficult.
Absolutely, yeah, I know. I have hobbies, you know, I love photography and videography, and I could tell you buying lenses and everything, that's expensive. So I cannot imagine how, how much of a budget you need for car building.
Oh, it's constant. I mean, even just mufflers I'm getting to be original, I believe are close to $1,600.
Wow. And
that didn't include shipping either.
Gotcha. Wow. Okay, so well, thank you so much. I want to kind of wrap it up here. What can we expect from you in the future?
Well, I post a lot on Instagram, a lot on YouTube. I think next coming up, I'm going to be working with more sponsors, so to kind of keep those hidden. But I think this car is probably going to get done probably within the next year, which is faster than most people I think get it done.
Wow, cool. Okay, very cool. All right, and then last question for any up and coming car builders, whether they're women, male, or something else. What would you suggest for them to get their start? Any advice?
YouTube. YouTube's going to be your best friend, and just asking questions. Don't be afraid to go to these car shows and be, hey, where did you get these tires? What size did you use? Well, how do you lower it? All these things. I mean, do not be afraid to ask, and there's going to be those rude people that just want to dismiss you. Ignore them, because in this field there's a lot of ignorant people that want to be know-it-alls, and there's a lot of people that want to help you and want to get you started. So just keep pushing and find those people that's going to be your own car community.
Absolutely, perfect. Okay, well, that's it for me. I think we can wrap this up. So my name is Eddie Landeros, and this has been the Inland Empire Car Show, cruising down the street. We will catch you next time. Bye.
Welcome to Inland Empire News, where we shine a light on the strange, the fun, and uniquely extravagant corners of the Inland Empire. I'm Jedi Badri Miller.
And I'm Savannah Camacho. Today we're going to bust the misconception that because we're between LA and San Diego, we're just another middle-of-the-road county. In reality, there's a lot of exciting sights, strange history, and unique culture to be found just under the surface.
Or in the center of our town. Our first story takes us to the oldest building in Temecula, the Wolf Store, built in 1882, the paranormal activity of Temecula's veiled headquarters.
Vail headquarters is located on the route of the old road to Yuma in the Butterfield Overland Trail. This is the location of Temecula's oldest building, the Wolf Store, built in 1882. Vail headquarters has been recently restored and revitalized in 2016. The ranch is now a vibrant hub of shopping, dining, and community events. The Vail headquarters has also been known for its unexplained paranormal activity and has become a location of interest for phantom chasers. Let's check it out. While the Vail headquarters is known for its historic Western architecture built in the 1800s, it's also gained attention for its rumor hauntings, including sightings of spirits from its past. Recent guests to the rural area have used ghost hunting tools such as EMF detectors to investigate paranormal activity.
So for myself, I can say that I had experiences here and recorded activity here in 2009. But there are stories from in newspapers and other people that have been around here who have had experiences in the 60s, and even there's some stories in actually at Terror and Lair that was from the 1800s. The best experience I ever had here, it involved the foreman's house. And that was the one that was late in the morning, about 3 o'clock in the morning. And my team, we were in the foreman's house again, in the living room. And my brother-in-law made a statement and said, "I told you we weren't going to go away till you give us a sign." Literally, right after the word sign came out of his mouth, we all heard an audible, very loud bang. We were startled by it. We were asked each other questions. We were looking for it. We finally found out the source of the sound was a water tank that had been disconnected, didn't have any water in it, any power to it, since the late 1960s. But that water tank was several rooms behind us.
Thank you for listening and tuning into the explorations and hauntings of Vail headquarters. Back to you in the studio.
There it is, Vail headquarters. What looks like a quiet collection of old buildings actually holds over a century of history, mystery, and maybe even a few lingering spirits. You can almost feel the stories in the walls just watching that footage.
But the Inland Empire isn't just rich in ghost stories and historical landmarks. It's also the birthplace of some of the most iconic bites. While we have a wide variety of local cuisines, the Inland Empire also hosts a treasure trove of fast food history.
The very first McDonald's location can be found in our very own San Bernardino, though you won't be able to get a Big Mac there, as the location's been turned into an oddball museum displaying countless historical artifacts.
Let us explore the unofficial museum and catch up with the most people who keep it running.
Deep in the heart of downtown San Bernardino sits one of the most mouth-watering pieces of local history. Fans of the fast food giant and history buffs alike can enjoy decades worth of McDonald's memorabilia. And who would have guessed how far people would come to see these rarities?
We are on Route 66. Principally, we're a major stop along the route. We've been in here for 27 years, so we're very well known. 60% of our visitors come from outside the country. Our number one visitors are Brazilian. McDonald's is an international thing. And when people find out that there's a museum about McDonald's, they have to come here. The furthest we've had visitors visit is from places like Malta, Romania, Liechtenstein, New Caledonia, the more exotic places, Devil's Island, Guyana. Well, we've had people from the Corsican Islands, you name it. Your favorite mascot is Speedy because that was the first one. Even though the image gets appropriated later on by other companies, that's really what gets things started. And plus it was done by a local artist here in San Bernardino. Even though I'm a child of the 70s and I grew up with the whole Ronald McDonald thing, it's still the Speedy, the one that is my favorite. Previously, the most famous person that visited here was like Philip Michael Thomas, the actor from Miami Vice, because he's a local. But the most famous person I've met was Miley Cyrus. The most important person we've met was Ed Hackbar, founder of Del Taco. Even though the McDonald brothers were from New Hampshire, they started their barbecue business here and they created their burger business here. So that's the beauty of San Bernardino, is that despite what you see, this place has a very peculiar history.
San Bernardino has quite the unique history. As for the McDonald's Museum, it's safe to say that we are loving it. Back to you in the studio.
Wow, that made me hungry.
Well, let's go stop by a classic taco shop with some wild decorations hidden in the neighborhoods of Riverside.
What goes together better than tacos and recycled statues?
Tacos and salsa?
Good point. Well, let's check it out anyways.
Now, we are taking you to a place that is as quirky as it gets. Tio's Tacos in Riverside. This place is a visual feast and a fun adventure for anyone looking for something a little different. Known for its massive outdoor murals, sculptures made from recycled materials, and of course, its delicious tacos. Tio's Tacos is one of those places that you've got to see to believe.
Why are all these unique sculptures here and who created them?
All of them are here because of due to trash that was created from the guy named Martin, the one who created all the trash.
What's the history and symbolism behind these sculptures?
The history is the symbol is that you could like really turn trash into something and not just like not let it go to waste or just like in landfills or something. Like you could turn it into something better and just so it's not fully done with its use, you know?
What are the best tacos here?
The best tacos here are the carnitas ones. They're like the best of the best.
How is the community influenced by this site and what brought you here for the food or art?
The community is really influenced by most definitely by the art and would come to see the art and check it out and just see how the difference between I don't know how to explain it, like the difference between how different things are made from different items and how not everything, it's just kind of like how not everything could go to waste, yeah.
What is your name?
Josiah, what?
Nice.
Thanks.
Such an interesting place to visit, but I'm not gonna lie, some of those sculptures definitely creep me out.
I agree. It must have been a big hit on Halloween. Speaking of spooky, there's another famous haunted location in Murrieta, known by the name of Kia Mill. That kind of reminds me of IKEA. I wonder if they have the same amazing snacks. Shall we take a look?
Let's do it.
Built in 1918, the Kia Mill once thrived as a grain storage facility for local farmers. Its 100-foot concrete silo was, and still is, a beacon of Murrieta's agricultural past. Though operations ceased in the 1970s, the mill's legacy endures not just in history, but in haunting legends. Locals describe a young girl in a blue dress whose spirit is said to linger within the mill's upper floor. Some tales speak of a tragic fall, others of a family tragedy shrouded in mystery. Visitors report eerie giggles, sudden chills, and fleeting glimpses of her silhouette in the top floor window.
Now, I'm not really into superstition, but I have heard a lot of rumors about this place, and whenever I drive by this place, I get some kind of weird energy from it. I've had some buddies who've explored this place, and some people have told me that they've seen the little girl up in the window, and they say that she looks down at you.
Boarded up since 1991, the Kia Mill stands silent, yet stories of the spectral girl persist. Whether mere folklore or a lingering presence, the mill remains an important relic of Murrieta's past, its walls echoing with the tales untold.
Chills, honestly.
I know, right? Such a creepy and dark past I didn't even know it had. To get us out of this Twilight Zone kind of feeling, I want us to take a look at something more lighthearted and maybe even a little silly. Here we can see what appears to be just a giant paper cup. Don't get too excited, college students. It's not a solo cup. But this isn't just any giant paper cup. It's the world's largest paper cup here in Riverside.
This may just look like a weird little statue, but it does have a little bit of history to it. Standing at a whopping 68 feet, it sits just outside of a manufacturing warehouse in Riverside.
It was also home to the Lily Tulip Cup Corporation, which manufactured paper cups. Explaining the big one, although it did end up closing down in 1997. But fortunately, the statue is what keeps its name still alive and people stopping by. What a legendary cup, though. That's not the only other smaller and weirder thing in Riverside. We are also known to be the home of many donkeys, with the sanctuary for them being Donkeyland.
We're flooded with donkeys all over Riverside. It's nice to know that they have their own sanctuary where they are taken care of by professionals and away from dangers such as traffic and development.
we do have a huge abundance of donkeys, not just in Riverside, but also in Moreno Valley as well. I saw one crossing the road the other day. And why does no one ever ask why the donkey's crossing the road?
Good point. Though it's not all donkeys and paper cups in Riverside. Let's not forget about Temecula. Typically known for its wineries, it's also home to a beautiful rose garden.
Oh, the Rose Haven Heritage Garden is a serene 3.4 acre sanctuary showcasing over 2,000 different types of roses. There's such a big variety, including a hybrid teas, floribundas, climbers, and mini fictors. There's a tongue twister. Try saying that 2 times fast. I can't even say it right now.
I can't even say it 1 time fast. The garden was established in 1991 and is maintained by the Temecula Valley Rose Society, a nonprofit organization dedicated to promoting appreciation and cultivation of roses. I can't think of a better way to spend my day than stopping to smell the roses.
Strange, beautiful, and definitely unforgettable. That wraps up our journey through the Inland Empire's smaller, lesser-known spots. Hopefully, they won't become too popular.
I'm going to Tio's Tacos right after this. Gotta beat the line. Thanks for tagging along as we uncovered the spooky, strange, and totally amazing side of the IE.
Thanks for watching.
Hello and welcome to High Stakes in the IE. I'm your host Jack, and joining us today is Councilwoman Lori Stone. Lori Stone, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just great.
Fantastic.
Now, we want to get a little insight. You know, this is a show all about the history of the IE. How long have you been living in the area?
I moved to Marietta in 1976.
Oh, so you were there from...
I've seen this entire region grow from small towns to vibrant cities that they are today. Yes.
Yeah, what would you say your favorite area of Marietta is?
Oh my gosh. I love our parks. We have beautiful golf courses if you're into outdoor sports. We have great hiking trails. It's just the beauty. We're centrally located amongst the mountains. It's just really a beautiful area of Southwest Riverside County or Inland Empire.
I absolutely agree. It's a beautiful place. I actually live in the area too, so you know, maybe we've gone to the same grocery store or something.
Yes.
Joining us as well is college student Nikolai Rylov. How are you doing today, Nikolai?
I'm doing just fine.
Glad to hear it. Same question to you. How long have you been living in the IE?
All my life, but this city, around 2011, I moved here.
Is it 11? Yeah. Do you have a favorite spot? Nice little secret hangout spot that you go to?
There's a pretty nice park right by my house. So
there you go. Can't beat nature, guys. Can't beat nature. Well, today we are going to be playing a fun little game, High Stakes in the IE. But before we start, let's go over a quick rundown of the rules. The two contestants here will be competing against each other, and each question is going to get harder as we go on, so I hope you're ready. But with each question you get right, the closer you will get to our grand prize, which is a surprise. You don't get to know, and no, I don't take bribes. Get a question wrong and you start at the bottom of the ladder. We're going Who Wants to Be a Millionaire style here. The contestant with the most points by the end will be the winner. There are 3 available lifelines, just in case you get a little nervous. If you're stumped by a question, 50-50 is going to get rid of 2 of the wrong answers. Phone a friend will let you call someone and see what they think about the answers. And of course, ask ChatGPT. We're modern, you know. GPT will allow you to input the question into ChatGPT and see if it can get the right answer. Okay. With that, let's get started.
Okay.
Question number 1. Question number 1. Let's see it go. What is the biggest casino? Oh, right off the bat.
Pechanga.
I am sorry, that is incorrect. We're going to go over to Nikolai over here. What is the biggest casino in the Inland Empire?
Could I have B? Yamava?
I'm sorry, that is also incorrect. Oh, wow. The correct answer is going to be Pala Casino.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, biggest one. I thought it was Pechanga as well. They're both amazing places to go to, but we'll move on to the next question here. Question number 2. On the application that was sent to Washington, D.C., Marietta was misspelled. How was it spelled? Oh, right off the bat. Which answer are we going with here?
It is A.
That is correct. A is the correct answer. And you know, I'm very glad you buzzed in because I was supposed to spell out all of these and I knew I was going to get that wrong. All right, we're 1 point ahead. Now, I want to run through your thought process here.
Yes.
With these answers, what made you point to A specifically?
Because I think I've seen it before.
Yeah?
So, yes.
I think I've spelled it that way before, honestly.
A lot of people always do 2 R's and 2 T's. Yes.
Who doesn't love a good double letter,
yes.
right? Right? Let's move on to that next question. All right, which of these places is the birthplace of McDonald's? A, Temecula. Oh, we're going to give that to Nikolai.
I'll have B, San Bernardino.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Now, it's funny, we actually just were talking about good old San Bernardino not too long ago. That McDonald's museum itself has been running for about 27 years. So if you ever want to go see that original location, unspoiled by Mr. Ray Kroc, it's a great place. What was your thought process with that question there?
Well, because I tuned into our local news network.
There you go. There you go. A little bit of a head start there, right? Let's move on to question number 4. Which of these cities is not in the Inland Empire? Apple Valley. Oh.
San Clemente.
Correct. San Clemente. It's a little bit further south, isn't it? Yeah. Beautiful city.
Yes.
Beautiful city. but not part of the show right now. Now I see we're not using any lifelines, so I bet we're pretty confident here in our answers, yeah?
Not necessarily. Well, you said it was going to get harder, so let's see.
Hey, we're only halfway there. We're halfway there. Let's go to question number 5. Which of these was a major transportation corridor during World War II? Boom!
I'll take A, Route 66.
That is correct. Now, Route 66, that's a pretty popular spot. Do you know any good little tourist spots down there?
I do not personally know, but I do know that my favorite Pixar movie, Cars, featured that road. So,
I mean,
close to my heart.
Yeah, that one's just right in the core, right? And now, after this question, we are at the halfway point. So let's take a look at the scores. It looks like we are actually at a tie right now, according to my correspondent. So how are you guys feeling? We're 2-2.
I feel great.
You feel great?
I also feel good.
Yeah? Are we ready for the next one? It's only going to get harder from here.
Okay.
All right. And question number 6. What was mined in Marietta that provided raw materials for glazed pottery and glass?
B.
B, clay. I am sorry, that is incorrect. Nikolai, you have the chance to steal here.
I'm going to go with C, silica.
That is correct. Silica is indeed the answer.
Good job.
Thank you.
I thought it was sand, personally, but that's why I'm holding the note cards and not pressing the buzzer. We'll move on to question number 7 now. The Inland Empire was previously known as blank. A, wine country, B, the Orange Empire, C, Southern California's backyard, or D, Sunshine City.
I'll take my chances. I'll take A, wine country.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Now remember, we do have some lifelines that you can use here.
I'll do a lifeline.
Which one would you like to do? 50-50 or phone a friend, ask ChatGPT?
How about phone a friend?
Phone a friend.
Yes. So let's see if he answers. Stay right there.
While we do that, we're going to check in with our other contestant, Nikolai, here. Nikolai, how have you been feeling this game show? I know it's pretty intense being under the spotlight.
Oh, yeah, it's quite bright.
Yeah, isn't it?
Just a little sweaty, but I'm feeling good.
Nothing wrong with that. Looks like we're about to get our friend on the line here. And while we're waiting, do you mind if I ask who we're calling here?
I'm calling Patrick Ellis, who's the CEO and president of the Marietta-Wildomar Chamber of Commerce, but he's not answering.
Oh, he sounds like a busy guy.
Yes.
Well, worst comes to worst, we'll find a good phone lifeline for you.
Should I make another call?
Up to you.
Okay,
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And I'm calling Scott Agajanian. Hopefully he'll answer, who's our Economic Development Director of the City of Marietta. Nope.
Oh
my gosh. Okay, well that took care of that. I have no idea.
That's okay. You know what? We are going to just give you that answer. It is going to be B, the Orange Empire.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense, actually.
Yeah, we have a lot of produce here,
yes.
But oranges, that's the one we were known for, it seems. We'll move on to question number 8. Are you ready, folks?
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is one of my favorite questions. Which British rock group made its American debut in San Bernardino? A, the Beatles, B, the Who, C, the Kinks, or D, the Rolling Stones? Nikolai.
Could you give me D, the Rolling Stones?
That is correct.
Oh,
the
wow.
Rolling Stones
Good
actually
job.
had their first concert in San Bernardino, and it got so rowdy that they had to call the cops.
Wow.
One of those larger concerts, the 70s were very much known for those. We're down to the last 2 questions. Let's take another look at that scoreboard. It looks like Miss Lori Stone is going to be at 2 and Nikolai is at 4, taking the lead. Now, I know you're probably a little nervous since you're falling behind, but hey, you can still catch up with these next 2 questions.
Yes.
What's your game plan right now? Are you thinking of using any of your other lifelines?
Absolutely, whatever it takes.
Absolutely, whatever it takes.
Whatever
I like
it
that
takes.
mindset. Nikolai, you are in the lead. What's been your mindset so far?
I mean, just lucky with some of the questions. I'm a big fan of the Rolling Stones, so I happen to know this one.
There you go.
But
there you go.
Just gotta hope luck's on my side.
Well, let's see what luck does for you with question number 9. Ezekiel Murrieta bought 52,000 acres of land and established what type of ranch before Murrieta was officially a city? A sheep ranch. B, a cow ranch. C, we gotta lock in. What's it?
I'll say B.
I am sorry, that is incorrect. Nikolai, over to you.
Could you give me C, Llama Ranch?
I am sorry, that is also incorrect. The correct answer is going to be a sheep ranch. Now, we have one more question, question number 10, and this is a pretty local one, so I hope we'll get this one right. Which actor runs a restaurant in Old Town Temecula?
C.
C is indeed correct. Dean Norris, he also runs a dance studio, NPAC,
Yes.
in the area. I have a sibling that goes there. Little fun fact about me. But that is going to wrap up our game for the day.
Congratulations.
Let's look at that score one more time, just to be sure.
Yeah.
Only 1 point off, Miss Lori.
Very close.
Nikolai, you are going to get our grand prize here. Let's see what it is.
Oh, God.
$5. Now, you don't have to tell us because I know that's a very private financial question, but what are you hoping to do with this $5? Charity?
You know, that was my first thought, but either a good Snickers or charity. Yeah, let's do charity.
Yeah,
the
charity.
children. For the children.
For the children. We love that. All right. Well, that is going to wrap up our show. Thank you so much for tuning in to High Stakes in the IE. I was your host, Jack. Miss Lori Stone, thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure. Same to you, Nikolai. Just an amazing time all around. And, of course, thank you to good old Danny, who's made her little cameo here at the end. Thank you again. This was High Stakes in the IE.